Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. I'm out in a Western Kentucky field with some impressive model year 2019 AGCO brand farm equipment. We're going to take a look at a 396 horsepower Challenger 1038 tractor equipped with an AccuDrive CVT transmission, pulling a high-speed Massey Ferguson WHITE 9800 VE corn planter with 16 rows spaced at 30 inches, seeding 40 feet of ground at 8 to 10 miles per hour. In a year like 2019, where most of the United States has experienced a delayed corn planting season due to extremely wet weather, it is helpful to have technology like this high-speed Challenger tractor and Massey Ferguson WHITE corn planter. Every time the ground is just about dry enough to start planting corn this year, it seems that it rains again the next day. Being able to travel across the field and seed your corn with 99% or better accuracy at a higher speed means that many more acres are going into the ground and reaching their maximum potential for yield during the harvest in the fall. Every day that is delayed from planting means that yield is being lost. So it's helpful to be able to run at a high speed, plant accurately, and hopefully beat that next weather system. This video is part one of a two-part series where we're going to take an in-depth look at high-speed corn planting technology from AGCO. In part one, we're going to visit with Nick from my local AGCO dealer, Wayne Supply, to learn about the specifications and technology that goes into high-speed corn planting with a 9800 VE series planter. In part two, we're going to spend time out in the field where you can see and hear the Challenger 1038 tractor and 16-row 9800 VE planter working in Kentucky, and then we're going to head up to Wisconsin to see a Challenger 1046 tractor and a 24-row 9800 VE planter at work. So I hope that you'll enjoy learning about the machinery, seeing and hearing it at work, and we're going to climb up in the cab now of this 1038 Challenger and visit with Nick so you can see how it all works. Well, it's looking good out there. We're up in the cab of a Challenger 1038 tractor, and it is pulling an AGCO WHITE 9800 VE planter. This is a really smooth riding tractor and does a great job out in the field, especially with a planter like this. How fast are we traveling right now?
8 now.
What kind of fuel economy have you been seeing out here with this today?
Right now, and under this low, we're about 12, 13 gallons an hour.
That's pretty fuel efficient. So we're running on GPS auto steer, and we can see as we approach the headland, I'm just going to turn around and then I'll go back on guidance. Now the tractor is going to actually steer itself back onto another 40-foot pass here. See here, it's climbing up to that 8 mile per hour. So now, I know with these tractors, with the CVT transmission, can you put this on cruise control and set it for its turnaround?
So it's on cruise now. So when I can either change my cruise here by double tapping this button. I got it set to 8.5 and a 4.5. So right now I got the engine RPM set about 1600 just for the planter. And so you can see pulling this hill a little bit with all we've got going on back there, it's kind of brought it back to about 6. But it'll slowly speed up to 8. It's going to use what it thinks it needs to use to get there. And we're just going to let it do its thing.
So that beep means that we've reached the headland, and it's gonna turn around.
So now I can hit in, and then it'll automatically pick my planter up and slow me down. I'm gonna turn. Back to the next pass, engage my auto steer. Hit go, it's going to set my planter down and speed me back up.
So now what is on the other screen here where it's kind of painting a map and showing dots?
So that's our Gen 3 2020, and right now I'm looking at singulation because I'm running at a higher speed. So we're doing 99.6 at 32,000. The beep we're getting here, our liquid is running just a little low. I may have the wrong size orifice in it. And I lost the back sensor on the left. So
it's a lot of technology.
right. So what we're looking at, we're looking at skips and doubles. We're less than 0.2% on our skips and our multiples. Singulation's good. We're set at 2 inches of depth. We're maintaining 100% of ground contact. So I mean, we should be everything we can do at 4 miles an hour.
And then I guess as we get to the headlands, we'll see those row units start shutting down.
Yeah.
So each row unit will shut off automatically as it passes somewhere it's already been planted.
Correct. So every row unit on this planter operates independently from the next. So it doesn't care what the row next to it's doing. The liquid doesn't care what the next one's doing. The downforce doesn't care. Everything's operating on its own thing.
Well, it definitely seems like a well-matched planning team. And one thing I noticed is that this does not have any marker units on it, so this is all technology based to make sure you're getting the straight row. And
well, with the technology that's on the planter, if you lose GPS, you're going to have bigger problems than a marker.
right.
So, markers are a $9,000 option on this planter. Steering is a $5,000 option for TerraStar. So that's telling me that there's something wrong in row 1. It actually quit. So
That's pretty interesting. So you can actually see the individual row.
Right, so you can see your individual rows, and then you can zoom down into it and see what happens. So I can see that I quit. And now we're going to go get out and see why.
All right.
Real simple, we're out of seat.
That'll do it. So that was really neat how it could pinpoint the problem and show where the skip already occurred in the field as it alerted you that the seed ran out.
Yeah. And then when you saw me when I backed up, all I did was back down that row and then let row 1 plant back out.
Well, that's nice, so you don't have to find out when the corn's actually coming up that you missed out on a whole row.
Right, and I don't need a 1-row planter to come back and plant that 1 row.
So when it redoes that 1 row, it really isn't disturbing the other 15 rows though?
No, it's not planting or anything. It tries to open. The opener's run back over it, but I've done that probably 100 times and I don't see any damage from it.
Well, it's definitely an impressive tractor and planter. Well worth the look at trying one of these out.
I think so.
We're here with Nick from Wayne Supply, and we're going to talk a little bit about the row unit set up on the 9800 VE. It's an impressive planter, Nick. What can you tell us about some of the technology and components set up in this row unit?
So this one right here has all precision on it. We'll start at the front of the unit where we have our Delta 4-cylinder. We'll come back here. We have V-Apply HD, which is controlling our liquid on our end furrow. This unit right here is electric drive with our V-drive here. We have speed tube for our variable speed control. This planter is equipped with the conceal, a dual knife setup for your 2x2. So actually it's 3 inches over, and we have it set at 1.5 inches down right now.
Okay, so that's right in there between the wheel.
Correct.
And this is brand new, first day out in the field with this planter.
Correct.
So it was making a little bit of a squeak out there, but it's just getting...
Got a little squeak to it when it starts to wear in. So, and then right here we're running furrow jets for our end furrow. And then we also have 4 smart firmers on this planter too. So.
And what are the advantages of this electric drive? I see it's got the precision planning unit on it. And
so what this electric drive allows us to do, number one, it's controlling our population, which is important. Number two, we drive at the edge of the disc instead of at the center of the disc, so we're creating less torque, and it gives us better turn compensation, better singulation, and better spacing. So once we feed it out of here, the speed tube actually picks it up right here, and then it will conveyor it down the tube. So there is no bounce, there's no wiggle, there's no wobble. It takes it down the tube, and that gives us the ability to run the 8 and 10 miles an hour.
well, that's pretty impressive. And then I guess your seeds go in here into this the box up here.
Correct. Seed comes into a mini hopper, which is fed from the bulk tank.
And how many bushels can you put up there in the tank?
I think it's 90, and then we got 500 gallons of liquid on the front.
What can you tell me about the technology built into these row units?
So the different sensors that we have, of course, our population is controlled here by the V-drive. So it's measuring speed, singulation, spacing. This SRM right here is our single row module. So there's a couple of gyros and accelerometers in here that are measuring good ride and some other things, tilt. We've got, when you come down here on the bottom half of this right here is actually a load cell. So that's how we're measuring how much weight we have on the gauge wheels. So once this gets to depth, it will put pressure on this pin, and that's how we know we're at depth. And then at that point, we're going to take 300 readings a second and actually control the downforce hydraulically with that cylinder up front. You come down here to the bottom of the unit and get in the furrow. That's the new smart firmer. We're taking organic matter. We're taking whether the furrow is clean or dirty and furrow integrity, and we're taking soil temperature and soil moisture.
That's amazing. That's just a lot of data to collect, but very helpful. I mean, to even be able to look at the organic matter, that's big plus.
That's right. So I mean, soil moisture was not a huge issue this year because we've been wet. And most years, if it gets a little dry, you call me and go, hey, I'm around 10 or 20% moisture, I'm going to tell you to go deeper. So do some studies with precision. They know the sweet spot is about 30-35% moisture for the best germination. So.
That's good to know. And how deep do you typically want to plant with a planter like this?
Really, I'm going to let that sensor tell me. So,
okay.
Right now we have everything set at 2 because our soil temperature is showing around it's close to 80 degrees, and we got plenty of moisture, so pretty much where you wanted to set it is where you could run it today. So the farmer here actually wanted to run it too, so that's where we're going.
Right there, it's busting that sidewall up, and it's opening it up for that seed to be able to go through the sidewall. It's also putting our liquid nitrogen in on top and on each side. Our starter fertilizer and pesticide.
I hope that you've enjoyed spending time up in the cab of this Challenger tractor and learning about all the technology that goes into planting corn at high speeds, and walking around the corn planter with Nick from Wayne Supply to see all the advanced components that this machinery offers. Make sure to stay tuned for part 2 in this series, where we'll take a look at this Challenger tractor and 16-row planter working in Kentucky, and then head up to Wisconsin to see another big Challenger tractor and a 24-row 9800 VE planter at work. We'll also talk about the general specifications of the two tractors and the cost of the corn planters. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you have any questions or thoughts about this video, please leave them in the comment section below, as I try to respond to every post that is made. If you'd like a preview of what is coming up next on Big Tractor Power YouTube, make sure to check out Big Tractor Power Instagram, where I share pictures and short video clips of what is currently being filmed in the field. As always, thank you for watching.